Hi, my name is Aditi Prakash. I'm from Chanakya National University and presently I'm an intern at Let's Click. In this video, we're going to talk about housebreaking under IPC section 445. Housebreaking involves a forceful entry into somebody else's house. Section 445 puts down certain conditions to be fulfilled for a person to be liable under this section. The conditions are the conditions for a housebreak to take place through passage made by the housebreaker himself, through any passage not used by any person other than the intruder, through any passage open for committing an offense of housebreaking which was not intended by the house occupier to be open, by opening any lock, by using criminal force at either entrance or departure, by entering or quitting any passage fastened against such entrance or exit. The word fasteners implies something more than being closed. Merely pushing of doors shutting would not amount to housebreaking. Hence, to conclude the offense of housebreaking, one should first commit the offense of trespass, then house trespass, and while committing these two offenses, his entry must comply with any of the conditions mentioned above. Now, the offence of housebreaking is punishable under section 453 of the IPC, which amounts to punishment of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years and fine. Similarly, when housebreaking is committed after sunset and before sunrise, it is penalized under a different section 446, and it is considered an aggravated form of housebreaking and is governed in section 446 of the IPC. It's punishable and the punishment does not exceed for 3 years or for more than 3 years, and then there's fine. Now, to understand the concept of housebreaking, we should study and discuss the case of Pulla Bhotla Chennai versus unknown AIR 1917. The Madras High Court held that breaking open of a cattle shed in which agricultural implements are kept would also amount to housebreaking. Further, making a hole in the wall to enter the house, using a window to enter the house, assaulting the guard or doorkeeper to enter the house, all amounts to housebreaking. Then there is one more form of trespassing, dishonestly breaking open receptacle containing properties. This also comes under the umbrella of trespassing. Now, when we talk about housebreaking, what is the main ingredients that need to be followed to commit housebreaking or for a person to be liable under housebreaking? There is a chain of offences that precedes this offence, which is first trespassing. Now, what is trespassing? Trespassing is entering somebody's property without their permission and then committing and criminal trespass under IPC section 441 is entering somebody's property with criminal intent and without the person's knowledge or permission. For after trespass comes house trespass. Now, house trespass is when a person enters a property where a person lives or where his belongings are or where his like a place a person calls his resident. So if a person enters and at that property without the permission with criminal intent, where the house is in the possession of the actual owner, then that becomes house trespass. So for a person to commit housebreaking, first they have to commit trespass. But not have to. First they commit trespass, then they commit house trespass, and then they commit housebreaking. And as we know, to commit housebreaking, you have to forcefully, for a person to be liable under section 445 for trespassing, they have to adhere to either of the 6 conditions that are being given under section 445. And do it forcefully without the person's permission, with a criminal intent to aggravate and assault the with an intention to aggravately assault the owner with a criminal intent. Thank you.